The one and only qualifying session here at Rudersberg in extremely muddy conditions got underway with Marvin van Leeuwen getting an absolute flyer, Kurt Varrick and Larry Kunis doing what they had to do, and that was stay in touch, get a good start. A cracking start as well by Stuart Brown and Josh Chamberlain. They were pushing hard in third. Frank Mulders and Eva de Wiel were there behind, and then the rest of the guys, you could not recognise them because I said before the off, if you're not in the top four, nobody will know who the dickens you are. You just get filled in. This track became heavier and heavier and heavier, and later in the race caused all sorts of problems. But Kurt Varrick and Larry Kunis thumping through with their four-stroke, doing a solid job. Van Leeuwen was almost caught by them at one point. Frank Mulders and Eva de Wiel right there on the back of Stuart Brown and Josh Chamberlain. The left-hand chair having to be paddled around that right-handed corner. The ruts were getting deeper and deeper, and one or two of them were to cause chaos. Through went Frank Mulders, making the best of that left-handed bend. He pushed hard. Josh Chamberlain, one leg adrift, almost parted company with a chair, but stayed in. Always reliable Chamberlain. The rest of the field pushing hard, but the battle was well and truly alight for this third place, with Frank Mulders doing a good job on Stuart Brown. Brown, though, never one to give up. Koen Hermans, Nickel and Mousset, number 3, did not have a good start. They had work to do. Lefrink was behind them as well, and they were in the back of this picture. And when they came to a certain point in the track, well, everyone was in all sorts of trouble. Rudersberg, when it gets wet, gets very muddy and very deep. 2016 only resulted in one race being run for the GP. Well, this weekend, we only had one race for qualifying. Such were the conditions as they deteriorated worse and worse and worse. But Stuart Brown and Josh Chamberlain stuck to their task, had one or two hairy moments. The ruts were digging out, as you can see, and they were under some pressure from Hermans and Mousset, the number 3, who came round on the inside line, pushing hard. Brown was in trouble. Hermans made the most of it. They got past and up another place for Koen Hermans and Nickel and Mousset. Then a hand in the air when they stopped. Through went the 94 crew. That's the Prunier brothers from France. They had come from a lowly position but were pushing hard. They were always going to go well here, quite good in the mud, but they too were to fall foul of the conditions, as indeed were many of the crews. Hermans stopped again. Tim Lefferink there, number 75, making the best of the advantage. He was going well. In the picture there you saw briefly Koen Hermans in all sorts of trouble as the rest of the field gets stuck in behind them. That bike was deep and would take an awful lot of extricating, but extricate it they eventually did. They were actually to finish and get a place, but at the front, Van Leeuwen and Robbie Bax made a really, really good meal of it, finishing 11 seconds clear of Kurt Varrick and Larry Kunis, and there they are, chasing hard, but not able to close down that 11-second gap. And after 5 laps of this torrid racing conditions, eventually there was a massive stoppage which brought out the red flag. And there, these guys blocking the track, right, left and centre. Everyone looking behind to see who would be next into the mud, and it was unrideable. The stewards decreed that enough was enough. Yellow flags first, and then a red flag, and it was game over for everyone. The one and only qualifying session here in Rudersberg, ending with victory to Van Leeuwen, runners-up Varrick.